in Marathon County, we have a leader of the 18 clans. He's here today in support of the event. He will be here to speak. I'm going to invite him right now. Please welcome President of the Hmong 18 clan of Marathon County, President Neng Xiong. ขอเชิญประธาน Neng Xiong.
OK, giờ cho bây giờ đi sang đó thì nó sẽ xem như sau đó cái từ nó trong cái sau đó mà anh Tony cho đi sang các sau đó thì sẽ OK giờ vấn đề nó về cho đi sang do lo hay luôn nó về thọ chờ đi với ít trong lịch sử cái tin tra sẽ được nhớ trò huấn luyện nó là nhà đi và sơn du thế về hợp cho xử lý trên này còn rồi cho cô tốt cho ở trong một trong một xã trong kỳ thái lúc lúc chờ về thì họ tổ chức trong tay nào ta chờ đi cho để cho chị sẽ được giờ sở về in nhỏ hơi đi chỉ sẽ cần trâu và trên này còn là giờ cho cô tốt cho tôi cho biết được chứ. OK,นี่สุดเลยตัวเราคนนั้นเลยจ้ะที่ในพงนั้นว่าชงดาวว่าชงนอปีนี้โจนว่าสอนอปีกุมโลกะจะข้าว่ามัวลูมองว่าสอบเฟสติวัลนี้โจชงนอที่ยาลีนอบีมัวเขาว่าจีเรายังเราจะพูดตุ้งจ้านี่กุมว่าเจ้าวันชาtrong một bộ lúc tết lúc chờ giờ này nó cao cụ cổng tiền đó giáo CIA nó chứa America giờ này chơi cho tàu bay trồng hông tôi trồng tết chờ America nó giờ này nó tết chờ tàu bỏ là lúc tết chờ và mừng nhớ trồng tết nó giờ này nó bay chờ cứ chờ ti chờ để chờ gì cái trồng nó mới bay sang nhớ trồng tết chờ America nó là giờ hobby Wisconsin nó bay và yon dòng trong có tổ chức chiến gì mỗi ít chiến gì là giờ tổng đi giờ đi nó có giờ bỏ hử có giờ cái trồng môngตัวtrồng hôm không có sổ festival nó cóตัวđỡตัวhúตัวđỡตัวrồngตัวcòn hai chỉ được tiền luôn chỉ được tờ có giờ đi thay tê giờ phải giờ chỉ rồng một trong nước trong đi cơ có cái trồng mông nó một trong ta kỳ có son chi mông chi ra chỉ cho chi sản chi lù giờ là nó cái trồng mông của có trồng này thì này còn nữa có giờ trồng cứ có cái sẽ được số lần số tù nhớ trồng không nó trong ta kỳ nên là giờ cái và mua tiền trong đó ít nhiều họ chỉ sơ chia phụ trò xử lý bên mua ít tổ thơ xử lý để sơ chế cho bên để chuẩn bị cả nó xử lý với president và không có là tụt gì là dành cho nó chuẩn bị cả thì sẽ được yếu tố hay lùi sơ chia phụ trò bên lúc nào giờ nên là bên mua tiền trong đó sơ chia phụ trò xử lý với president nên nó bé trong địa sản cho đi về tới lên có tham bì chia cho tuân sai chia đến nụ nhớ mong American Center bé trong chia chia tại tòa này ý trong nó chữ America chia cho ô tô cho cái speaker của tôi hay lù sau chia phụ cho bé trong mong nhớ họ mong vào sổ festival nhớ xong nó béวันนี้是的州呢都检查检查mua bên trong địa sản nhớ cho họ nó nên sẽ được tua là bên trong này tiền xong nó đi cho công bên tao mua ở này bên xong ta đi nó bênวันนี้sẽ được cho là chân được bên trong địa sản nữa đâu có nói là thâu cho đâu xử lý bên trong địa sản khu sẽ chỉ là nhớ cho họ nó ra trâu cho nó cho ủa pe nhớ trong nó pe tại tàu này ít trong tu là tu lúa sắp sắp phát này xử lý cho tuôn chậm bàn lần tàu cắt to là giờ chết xôi giờ nên trong cho sơ chia cú đầu pe mong vào sổ về chỉ vào là giờ pe bảo hộ mong American Center nhớ trâu xong nọ chia pe ở đây sẽ được trâu nên tôi chỉ để chỉ nhẹ tôi ba được pe trong mong nhớ trâu nó là trên gì pe chẳng đểสั่งra trâu cho nó cho chứ sẽ đỡ nhau nó xử lý mong cùng hậu pe yon cho nên tụt trên gì muốn ít chết gì giờ này nó pe lùng lần chỉ này nó nên sẽ đỡ tôi nó tôi đỡ tôi rong tôi cắt tôi hú má chỉ đỡ tê tôi chỉ đỡ tơ căn thuộc ta chỉ một trâu nó sẵn để đó giá trồng đu nên một ba một chỉ một đỡ một rong một cả tàu la tàu cả ta có một chọc này tu sĩ một chọc ba chọc chỉ của nên sẽ đỡ trồng.
Thank you, President Neng Xiong. Thank you very much. We do want to apologize to our non-Hmong speaking friends. There is no translator up here. If we did have a translator, we feel it will take many hours to complete the speaking agenda in the morning. So, after Nehu's speech, everything else will be in English, but I will paraphrase a little bit what he said. He wants to welcome and thank all of you for being here in support of this Hmong festival. Those that came from very long distance, as well as those that are here in the local area. He welcomes our elected officials, all our leaders being here today as well. He is thankful for their presence. And he will remember you being here in support of this event. The leaders are here and will be here in support of you as well. So do come upon them if there's anything needed in the community that they could assist with. So that is what Nehu's speech was all about. Thank you. And then going forward, he rose up earlier and we all saw him. He's been here before and we are so thankful for his presence again here. This is a man that needs no introduction. In fact, a lot of the speakers here this morning are people that needs no introduction because their name and the work that they do pretty much speaks for themselves. So ladies and gentlemen, the leader of Wisconsin, please welcome the Governor, Tony Evers.
Year of the Hmong Wausau Festival. This is now my 5th time here as governor, and each year it's a privilege to be here to celebrate it with you. First and foremost, I want to recognize the incredible work done every year by the organizers of this event, including the Hmong American Center, Central Wisconsin Convention and Visitors Bureau, and the City of Wausau. I also want to thank many vendors, the volunteers, the performers for offering their time, energy, and talents to be here, as well as all the visitors who have traveled from near and far for this really important weekend event. This festival is a fantastic display of Hmong heritage, culture, tradition, and a tremendous opportunity for folks of all backgrounds to come together and celebrate what makes Hmong community is such an integral part of the fabric of the state of Wisconsin. Celebrating and uplifting the accomplishments and contributions of Hmong Wisconsinites has been a central focus of our administration these last several years. We declared Hmong Lao Veterans Day in 2021, and we are lowering the flags every year since May 14th. This year I signed the bill to ensure that Hmong veterans can have their veteran status displayed on their driver's license or their IDs. always be proud to do my part to make sure Hmong veterans have the respect, the appreciation, the support they have rightly earned and deserve. Thank you so much, folks. Over the years, I've seen firsthand the incredible work being done by our Hmong small business owners and community service organizations. And through several of our state-led grant programs that the money came from the Biden administration, I've been very proud to direct millions of dollars to support these organizations and small business owners' long-term success and impact. And finally this year, I signed a bipartisan bill requiring schools to include education on the contributions of the history among Americans and Asian Americans in the great state of Wisconsin. By signing this bill, we're ensuring the histories and the stories of the Hmong community are part of the state curriculum for generations to come. I'm really happy that all we've been able to accomplish over these last 5 years, but I know our work is far from over, which is why attending and celebrating this event is so darn important. These events remind us that diversity makes us stronger, and with thousands of attendees making their way here this weekend, it's that events like these bring communities and people together in the best way. So thank you, and now before I go, I would like to invite Executive Director Xiong up here to present a certificate, this one right here, on behalf of my office, recognizing this year's Wausau Festival and the incredible impact this event has on the local community. Dean?
Thank you, Governor Evers. Can we just give him another round of applause, please? Governor Evers, thank you. Now, we do want to conclude our speaking agenda by 12 noon. They told me I got to keep everybody on track. So my job is to keep things moving, and we want to be done by noon. And just to let our special guests know, we will be serving lunch. And when we serve lunch, you'll be sitting at your tables, and lunch will just be passed out for you to eat. So our goal is to get done by noon, because after that, there's other programs taking place here. So moving forward, we are very excited to have this wonderful lady here this year. I believe it's first time. She can correct me if I'm wrong, but it is her first time. And she has dedicated her life to public service, fighting for Wisconsin families. She has worked across party lines to strengthen economic security for working families. She invests in education and advocates for a made in Wisconsin economy. That's important to us. Her committee assignments include Committee on Appropriations, Committee on Commerce, Science and Transportation, Committee on Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions. And ladies and gentlemen, she's here today. Please, let's all welcome United States Senator Tammy Baldwin!
I am so delighted to be here. I want to take a moment to thank Neng Xiong for all your incredible work. The staff, the volunteers, the organizing committees who worked tirelessly to make this weekend a reality. And before I got up on stage, Yilang taught me one word in Hmong, Wausau. Wausau, everybody here. I am thrilled to join you for the 7th annual Hmong Wausau Festival. And the energy here really is truly contagious. From the traditions, the cuisine, art, music, sports, this festival truly exemplifies the rich cultural history of the Hmong community here in Wisconsin. And Wisconsin is so proud to be home to one of the largest populations of Hmong in the country. Our state has long held a special bond with Southeast Asian communities. Many of the Hmong people found refuge in Wisconsin after fighting along the U.S. in the Vietnam and Laotian civil wars. To those here today who served or had a family member who served, thank you for your bravery, your service, and your sacrifice. Our country owes you a debt of gratitude, and it's high time we recognize the immeasurable contributions of the Hmong people during the Vietnam War. That is why I will continue to fight alongside you to pass my Hmong Congressional Gold Medal Act and deliver these awards to the heroes who earned them. It is because of those contributions that our country and state are what they are today. So this weekend we celebrate. We celebrate the Hmong businesses that keep our economy moving forward. We celebrate the vibrant traditions that bring our communities together. And we celebrate building a strong road to success for the next generation. There is certainly more work to be done. We must continue, as the governor said, to teach history in our schools and to learn from the past and about the past and understand the experiences of all communities that have helped shape our state. Together, we will build a stronger Wisconsin. And again, I thank you for having me here, and I hope everybody continues to enjoy the rest of this festival.
Thank you very much. Tammy Baldwin, ladies and gentlemen. One more round of applause. Thank you very much. And the next person that we will be bringing on stage, we had him stand up earlier. The first person we had stand up early to be recognized because it is a very, very special day to have this individual be here. He is the husband of Vice President Kamala Harris. And I don't honestly know what it took to have the husband of the Vice President of the United States here today. But we made it, we got it done, and he's here. And ladies and gentlemen, let's all give him a great Wausauian welcome. Let's all stand up, and ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome onto the stage the second gentleman of the United States, Emhoff.
Well, hello, Wisconsin! I think my wife was just here a few days ago. So it is really great to be here, and thank you, Dee, for organizing this incredible, amazing event. And thank you for having me at the Hmong Wausau Festival, my first time. You've heard from my very good friends, Governor Evers, who I get to see him behind the scenes. He's even better than this, behind the scenes doing the work for all of you here in Wisconsin. And our good friend, Senator Baldwin, thank you. I think I met you when my wife was running for Senate, and you endorsed her when she was Attorney General, and you were supporting her then, and we came out here in 2018 to support both of you when you were running, and we've gotten to know each other really, really well, and we need to send her back to the United States Senate. And I also want to recognize and thank the Hmong Lao veterans we have here today. Please rise again. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much for your service and for your commitment to protecting freedom. We really appreciate it. Well, how did I get here? Well, my great-great-grandparents came here from Poland, fleeing persecution. And now I stand here 125 years later as the first second gentleman of the United States. So, and we know that is not just my story. That is the story of so many families here today and so many families across our great nation. And it's also the story of my wife, Kamala Harris. She is the children of immigrants. And I've heard her talk so many times about her mother, who came to the United States from India alone. As a 19-year-old, she was a student. And her mother, and I never got to meet her, but I feel like I know her through everything that Kamala has told me about her. And she had two missions in life. One, to cure cancer, and two, to raise her daughters, Kamala and Maya. And one of those daughters, just with that background, is now the Vice President of the United States and maybe the next President of the United States. It's an amazing country. That is our country. That is America. And that's who we are. Now, as second gentleman, I've seen firsthand the way the Asian American and Native Hawaiian Pacific Islander communities are moving this country forward. I've heard from community leaders all across the country about their work towards so many of the goals that we all share. Investing in economic development, tackling the climate crisis, empowering women, and much, much more. Being second gentleman turned out to be a pretty amazing gig. I've traveled to South Korea. I've traveled to the Philippines. I've traveled to Japan. I've traveled to Thailand. I've gotten to see the world. And I've been told I have to get back to Japan and Thailand for the Hmong New Year's Festival, I heard. Okay. So here at home, I've also been focused on fighting hate. Hate of all kinds, including hate against Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders. And as some of you may have heard and may have seen when she was here, Kamala and I have had a very busy week. It's not even been a week, but on Sunday, we all witnessed a stunning act of patriotism by our great President, Joe Biden. As always, throughout his entire career, Joe Biden put his country first. And make no mistake, President Biden is going to go down as one of the most consequential presidents in our history. I'm still in awe of his courage and commitment to our democracy. But the funny thing is, you all probably heard about his announcement before I did. I didn't have my phone on me when it happened. I was with some friends grabbing coffee in Los Angeles. I had gone there to see my parents and my son and his wife. And a friend of mine showed me his phone with the announcement, and I said, I gotta go. So I ran to the car. I think my agents were trying to figure out what was going on and followed me. And there was my phone in the car. And I think there were, I don't know, 20 messages. Call Kamala, call Kamala, call Kamala. And she said, where were you? I need you. And I said, well, she said, all right, well, look, the president called me. You saw the news. Let's get to work. Let's get to work and earn this nomination. And we need to unite our party, unite our country, and move us forward. And that was our conversation last Sunday. It's now Saturday, and that's what we've been doing for this past week. And that is why I'm right here in Wisconsin today. There it is, thank you. And I think there's a reason why the party coalesced around her in just a day or two. I think there's a reason that over 100,000 new volunteers have signed up to help her campaign. It's because we've seen a leader emerge. We've seen somebody emerge that people have faith in, that people believe in. They've seen her leadership as vice president. They've watched her and Joe Biden lift this country out of the depths of COVID and economic despair and made the United States the envy of the world, which it always rightfully is. A lot has changed since Biden-Harris administration took over in early 2021. I remember being here in Wisconsin in those early days. Businesses were still recovering. We were just trying to come out of COVID. In fact, Dr. Biden and I visited one of the vaccination clinics here. And now look where we are now. Over 15 million new jobs. Wages are rising faster than inflation. Small businesses have more access to capital. And that's because of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's leadership. And now we need to move forward. We need to move forward. We need to build on that progress. And in that spirit, I want to take a moment to talk about my wife, Kamala Harris, and her vision for the future. It's a future where everyone has a place. It's an America for everyone, not just for some of us. It's a future that fulfills our nation's promise to protect our rights and freedoms, not take them away. It's a future that builds up the middle class and small businesses instead of tax cuts to billionaires and the biggest corporations. It's a future that protects our environment instead of catering to big oil. It's a future with fewer guns on our streets and more books in our schools. It's a future where everyone can have access to affordable health care and retire with dignity that they deserve. It's a future where we're not divided by hate. It's a future where we're united by a shared vision of our country, a shared vision of equality and opportunity for all of us, not just some of us. So this is just some of the vision for America's future, my wife Kamala Harris. And it's a vision that's born of her values as a person. So let me tell you a little bit about that person. The Kamala Harris that I know and love, and I get to see a little bit behind the scenes each and every day. You may know, or not, we met on a blind date about 11 or 12 years ago. I was a lawyer. I had a client in the office, and the client said something like, "Are you single?" at the end of a 1-hour meeting. And she said, "I think you and my best friend will probably get along with each other." She saw that you're both lawyers. She could tell we both cared about our communities. We were both fighters. We both stick up for people. And a week later, I went on a blind date with the Attorney General of California. And I will say it was love at first sight. We connected. We had a passion for the law, but we also had a hatred of bullies. We had a hatred of people who picked on other people. And both of us, we learned right on that first date is that we spent a lifetime, but also made it a career as lawyers, of sticking up for other people. And we, even on our first date, by the end of that night, we were talking about our future. Maybe not this part, but we were talking about our future as a couple and how this might work, and what we both knew was that we wanted to be together and do it together. And over the last decade, she's not just been an amazing partner to me, but a loving parent to 2 kids named Paul and Ella. From day one, she's been present, nurturing, and fiercely protective of them. My daughter Ella just posted on Instagram, "I love my 3 parents." I could not say it better. Whether it was officiating recently at our son Cole's wedding, or flying cross-country through the night to make it to Ella's graduation, Kamala's always been there for them. So trust me, there's no one you want fighting more for your kids than Kamala Harris. The Kamala I know is strong and passionate. She stands up for what she believes in, and she never backs down from a fight. But she understands that public service isn't self-service. It's not about her or her opponent, really. It's, no matter what kind of weird stuff they keep saying. Public service is about you. It's about us. It's about delivering results for the American people and standing up for our rule of law and our democracy and our freedoms. That's what it's about. And good news, folks, we have an election in about 100 days. So the best way that we can preserve our freedom, move our country forward, continue this progress, is at the ballot box. So that's why it's so important for everyone here and in this community to register to vote. Doesn't even matter who you vote for. That's what they fought for. That's what this country is all about. To preserve our democracy, you need to participate in it. So first, go out and register to vote. Get your friends, get your family, get everyone you know to register to vote. 1. And then you got to make your voices heard. So if you believe in, like I said, a country that values everyone, that values freedom, our rights, and moving forward, then take a look at voting for my wife, Kamala Harris. I really appreciate that. But by the way, these elections are all close. We know we're going to have to earn this. We know they're always going to be close. And we know they're always close right here in Wisconsin, right, Senator, right, Governor? And we also know that this community right here could decide the election in this state, which could decide the election, the entire election. So you have the power right here in this Hmong community. You have more power than you realize. Your coming together as a community could really dictate the results of this election. We're 100+ days, about 100 from election day. 100 days from deciding the future of our country. So get out there and register and vote for the future that you want and the future in which we all belong. Thank you so much for having me. It's such an honor to be here.
That was the second gentleman of the United States, Doug Emhoff, ladies and gentlemen. I was talking to some friends earlier, they're like, wow, all the security, all the Secret Service agents. Do you think we could ever be in that kind of position? We were talking about that. And I had to wait till he gets on stage before I come on stage, and oh, that's awesome, isn't it? So thank you. Thank you. Doug Emhoff. For those of you that do not believe in love at first sight, remember Doug. It can happen. It can happen. It can happen where you become the second gentleman of the United States as well. But thank you. Great guy, wasn't he? Great guy. And the next person that I'm going to introduce onto the stage is another great guy. He's from Wisconsin here. He started in the state assembly, went to the Wisconsin Senate, and now he's in Congress and has done great work for the state of Wisconsin. We are excited to have him here today as well. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Congressman Tom Tiffany.
So since we're doing a lot of applauses, how about the enthusiasm of Isaac? Man, what an MC. He knows how to do this job. So the second gentleman and I may have a little disagreement in terms of politics, as you may be aware of. We do have something that we very much have agreement on today, and that's the recognition of this annual Hmong festival that is happening here in Wausau. Congratulations, and it's great to be back to join you once again this year. And I'm going to keep Isaac on time here. I want to say a sincere thank you to the Hmong veterans that are here today and the work that you've done here in America, but also serving with Americans when we were in Southeast Asia, that you did such a thing to stand with America. We've never forgotten, and we will never forget. Thank you. Hey, what a terrific festival here, the Hmong Festival. And you know, we see these across Wisconsin, and we see them across America. Regardless of what ethnicities, you see these type of festivals that go on all across our great country. And they are a celebration of the cultures of where people came from. And they come from all over the world, the great melting pot that we know as America. And that's why it's so terrific to attend, regardless of the event that's happening, regardless of the celebration of the culture. It is so good to be here to recognize the Hmong culture and all of those that have made up the great melting pot of America. I hope you love America, and I want to share a quick story with you. I had the ambassador from a Middle Eastern country that was in my office about 2 months ago. Fascinating discussion. And in answer to one of my questions, the ambassador said, I wish all Americans love America as much as we do around the rest of the world. Think about that for a second. I wish all Americans loved America as much as people from around the world. That's why they come to our country, whether legally or illegally. They seek to come to our country because we are that shining city on the hill. And we saw in Washington, D.C. this week, people tear down the American flag at Union Station, burn it, and put up a flag from someone else. Clearly, they do not know the great country that they are in. But I hope all of you here, whether you are Hmong or any other ethnicity, I hope you will remember this shining city on the hill, this shining city on the hill that respects democracy, that is founded on liberty, freedom, opportunity, and has become the greatest country in the history of mankind. I hope you will always remember it with love. because it is the United States of America. Thank you so much for the invitation today. It's greatly appreciated. Remember your love for America as you go through today. Thank you so much.
Tom, Tiffany, ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause, please. Tom, I love America. We all love America. In fact, if you don't love America, or if you haven't experienced the love for America yet, go to a third world country. Go to Laos, where we came from. I can honestly say my first time in Laos, when I got there, I wanted to come back and be in America. And when I came back to America and landed in LA and saw the US flag, you don't know how ecstatic I was. I wanted to kiss American ground. So if you don't have a love for America, go to another third world country, and believe me, you will love America when you get back. So, we love America, Tom. The next person I'm going to introduce